My name is Patty Lee. I am a principal investigator within the SenNet Tissue Mapping Consortium, specifically for lung and colon. And I'm currently a professor of medicine at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai.
What drew you to the field of senescence research?
So I started as a physician. I was trained primarily as a physician, but quickly went to research during my training and really spent the most of my time now in basic research. And that switch was inspired by my patients because I had most of the patients, because of the field I'm in, which is internal medicine and pulmonary critical care, most of my patients during my training were older individuals. And I was I was at the same time inspired, but also really excited, really challenged by the fact that our older individuals are so heterogeneous and so diverse, but we had very limited uh, either diagnostics or interventions that are personalized towards the older age groups. So that really inspired me to go into science in general. And then from there, my science naturally went towards aging biology, gerobiology, and senescence over the years. And I would have to attribute that to the incredible collaborators and colleagues that I've met along the way, all interested in different aspects of geroscience. And that my collaborators and that in very early clinical experience shaped where I am now.
Please give a brief overview of the research you and your team perform.
My lab focuses on genetic, cellular, and molecular biology to understand lung and blood vessel aging. And senescence is one of the mechanisms we study in lung and blood vessels to address the question of how do lungs and blood vessels age. Those studies will inform future senescence studies in terms of mechanism by identifying new biomarkers or new signs of senescence in the lung, blood vessel, and colon. And then that knowledge can be leveraged to develop new diagnostics or new therapeutics uh, for senescence and general aging.
What would you tell students and junior investigators who want to research senescence?
I found that this consortium is particularly proactive with its early career and attracting kind of students and junior folks. Labs like my group, my research team, because we span the genetics, the cell, the molecule, all the way to human tissues and mouse and animal models, that it's really a great opportunity to learn how to ask a scientific question or a research question that has to do with aging or senescence, and how to develop it, generate data, and then eventually publish and add to the general public knowledge. Use every opportunity to interact, whether it's digitally or whether it's at the meetings in person, because SenNet holds it twice a year now, and just ask exactly the kind of questions you've asked me. How did you get into this? What aspect of the science, does your particular group work with? Uh, how did you form collaborations, and what are some of the projects happening in those collaborations? Show interest, engage, communicate, and then that will naturally kind of foster not only networking, but ideas for your own project or what direction you want to go in next.
What are your thoughts on SenNet as a community and resource?
So this consortium I found and continue to find is incredibly unique. Unique in that it brings together such diverse expertise and scientific interests, but with the common goal of studying senescence in the context of health and eventually in the context of disease. So the synergies as well as the depth of collaborative exchange is, I think, what makes it quite unique and quite powerful and potentially transformative in terms of a team science to make uh, significant inroads into important biology. I feel like this community has already been gelling over the years, and now this is really kind of the fruition, us actually getting to work together within this consortium for SenNet.
Please share any further insights into SenNet or senescence research.
I think it's still at its infancy. Senescence is still at its infancy compared to some other areas of biology and research. So I think because we're at the really kind of what I consider like the incline of the knowledge, the technology, uh, the biorepositories, and kind of the scientific collaborations, we're really at the upswing. And that upswing is what I find the most exciting.